I think as part of this webinar, and maybe to activate it in the webinar, is loving comradeship and kindness between all of us on this group, and loving comradeship and kindness between all of our organs and all of the different bits in ourselves. And that the world seems to be changing at the minute. The East seems to be, I don't really know, but it seems to be getting stronger, and people talking to each other, and the West, for me, seems to be going downhill a bit. And it would be great if the East and the West could just get together, maybe have a breathing webinar. Maybe if all of the different leaders from all around the world threw away all of what they're going to get out of it and what they're not going to get out of it. I think most of it is driven by them getting shed loads of money and power in one way or another, and ending up fighting each other for it or being manipulated for it. That they could all come together in a genuine comradeship for the human race and for all sentient beings and for the planet and the animals and everything. I'm sure we could do it. We just have to get rid of all the people in charge. It's simple. I'm sure the majority of the people don't want what the governments are doing at the minute. But there we go. Anyway, there's disruption around the world, and within this webinar, we're looking at some kind of homogeny between all of us, and that we can heal within ourselves as a group, and that we can connect. I think that maybe what's missing is a genuine connection to the higher self and the divine realms as a guiding principle for healing ourselves and healing our interactions with everybody around. So we can have that as an intention, or you can have your intention for that, but we can let the group evolve around. You can make your own intention which feels right for within you. I'm going to talk about a few things that I mentioned in the newsletters, because I know different people are coming for different things. Fairly recently, I've just come off a 9-day dry fast. That was a very powerful, life-giving experience. And holographic breathing seems to work very well with fasting. I'm not saying it's part of holographic breathing, but the movement of the mouth in holographic breathing is a bit like a subtle form of suckling. And many people who have done holographic breathing have tried dry fasting now, and they normally come back and say, well, that was easy. And I have a feeling that holographic breathing does reduce the addiction to foods and water and different things, and you can just spend time letting your body adjust, relax, eliminate, and cleanse itself in that way. That's certainly what I did, and what I will be continuing to do. And the movement in holographic breathing is wonderful, not just for fasting, but for everything, because it's not just the breathing of the lungs, it's the breathing of all of the organs, all of the diaphragms, and the whole organic breath through the whole body. And this is wonderful for everything. And it's wonderful for fasting because as you're cleansing, you can really massage all of the organs, you can massage the brain, you can keep your energies flowing, but just through life we can do that as well. So very, very beneficial for fasting. Okay, so that's one. I've done fasting, the things I've said on my newsletters. The other thing I mentioned quite a lot, because we're teaching it along with the normal breathing in the practitioner trainings, is holographic breathing for birth. But for our experience of our own inner birth and our experience of how holographic breathing for me is how we breathed in the womb. When I get into this full breath through the whole body, including the brain, including all of the organs, including the hands and feet, including the higher self, including the earth. I have the experience of being back in the womb, but not so much my mother's womb. It's an intrinsic state of gestating and growing and connecting to the original matrix. So it is good for mothers in pregnancy and birth, but it's also good for us in our own pregnancy, our own gestation. And you know, lots of things can go a little bit awry through our gestation in the womb. There's all of the different things that are going on with our parents and around, and maybe we don't get the right nutrition, and maybe some things don't work properly. With holographic breathing, you're naturally going back to that state of growing and forming and in contact with God and the original matrix of how to build ourselves anew and how to reform and heal things before they actually go wrong. You know, because all this stuff, it's like you get born and all this stuff happens. You know, it's like you're going back before all of the stuff has happened, and you're letting stuff heal in that place and connecting to that original matrix so you can heal well. So that also is involved today. It will be just, I won't be going into it in depth, but it will just be part of it in one way or another. And we will be working with a full breath, as I described in that, a full breath with the torso breathing, the neck, the different parts of the face, the brain, the arms and legs, the hands and feet. So like in the same way as I was talking about all the different countries coming together, all the different people in this group liaising with each other in a loving, healthy, healing way, and we'll be breathing in a whole way in our body. So all of the different organs are speaking to each other. The brain is speaking to all of the organs. The nervous system is communicating through all of the organs, all of the different bits of us. We are connecting to the higher self. So as all of these different parts come together, they can heal. You know, you may have lots of energy in your liver and no energy in your stomach, and as they talk back and forth, they balance in each other, and the spleen is upset about something, but as it talks to your colon or something else, somehow they get over their upset and they heal each other. So all of these different organs can heal, and you've got kind of the command module up here that connects to all of that and works on a different level. We're used to being in the body and the heart and the abdomen and everything, but when the energies reach the brain, there's a new energy, there's a new consciousness, and this relates to the body in another way, but it's deeply healing because there's such a close connection to the higher self and the beyond that can come down and heal through all of the organs. And I will be adding something that we're working with deeply in the practitioner training, which is the long breath. So I won't be teaching much about it, but we'll just be slowing the breath down, because when we go back to that original state, our natural breath is much slower than how we breathe normally. And if we can get back to that more initial resonation and speed, then it's much easier to integrate all of these different parts of us. A bit like when we're in the womb, the mother's diaphragm is rising and falling, and that is breathing us in a way. And because we're so small and the mother is so big, it's like us compared to a giant. If you imagine a giant, it's breathing much slower than we would be breathing. And the same is for the baby in the womb. It's breathing at a slower pace, and it's kind of aligning with its mother's breathing motion of the diaphragm. So the experience of the baby's breath and every cell breathing in the baby is this much slower movement. So we're going to get a little bit of an idea of that, the long breaths. As I say, if you want to become a practitioner of holographic breathing, come to the practitioner trainings. They're wonderful, a whole different level, and we're taking that into much more depth there. We're showing how to work with trauma and all the different things there. So a very nice thing there. All right, so I think that was quite a short talk. I don't want to talk about much today other than, we're all going in together, as it were, and we're creating a space together. We're still individual, we're still in our own little intrinsic bubble, but we're harmonized with everybody else around. We're not trying to invade anybody else's space. We're not in anybody's face. We're just in our own body and allowing everybody else to be in their own bodies and be in their own spheres and to harmonize and just be loving and healing and comradeship to each other. So there is that a theme tonight. All right, for the new people, you may have already passed out. Many people fall asleep while I'm talking. I hope it's not because I'm boring. I like to think it's because I channel and that knocks people's mind out, a bit like doing this. And the same thing happens in the meditations. When I run the meditations, this energy kind of pours through and I just talk to the energies and the energies of the group. And quite often people pass in and out of consciousness. Sometimes you'll be fully awake if you're listening to it and doing it. Other times you'll be passing out and going to sleep. Don't fight it. Don't force yourselves to stay awake. It's quite healing even when you go asleep. Still healing energy going back and forth and on. So just to let you know, that is something that happens. To help with the long breaths and the deeper, more physical, to get into there are different levels with holographic breathing. There's a very physical, deep, slow breathing level that really gets into the diaphragms and into the organs. and you orchestrate that by starting with a breathing motion. I don't know if it's here, of the hands and feet. I don't think I've got my foot model to demonstrate that. Not needed anyway. And if that is my foot and it's upside down, lying down, and it's there, I will start, it's like start breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And it's like through the front of the leg, it's pulling the toes up on the in-breath, on the out-breath, it's relaxing. Now we start like that, but then after a while, the joint from the heel down the back of the leg, and then the foot will stay flat. It just flattens on the in-breath, tautens front to back, and the arch in the foot, breathing in. It flattens. It's the same as the diaphragm. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So the foot flattens on the in-breath, the foot cups on the out-breath. And you don't have to remember all of this because it's a guided meditation. I'm talking you through it. I'm just giving you a preliminary talk so you know what's going to happen. Same with the hands, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And through that, it's good to have your legs out and your arms out. It's just your hands and feet opening and closing. Same as a baby does when it's suckling. They're quite often doing this with their hands and feet, and we will be doing the same. And that activates a much deeper, slower breath, that activates the diaphragm, that activates all of the organs, and will get people into a much slower breath. And then we will work through the lighter, easier breaths as well, but just slowing the speed down a bit so people get used to that. If you're new to learn the holographic breathing at the beginning, it's good to be seated because it's really easy to pass out if you're lying down. So you can lie down after it's going, there's an activation where it just starts, and you can lie down after that or when we come to the hands and feet. But if you're new, it's good to be sitting up, because if you fall asleep and don't learn how to do holographic breathing, there's little point in actually being here. So to do yourself a favor, best to sit up and actually learn how to do the holographic breathing. Once you've learned it, you will always know it. So I'm going to describe it again. I'm going to demonstrate it, and then there'll be a guided meditation where we'll activate it. So holographic breathing, the lips are relaxed and closed. The tongue is relaxed and on the roof of the mouth. It's the upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. The tip of the tongue is close to or touching the front teeth. So it's the upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, tip of the tongue close to or touching the front teeth. The breath is through the nose, the lips are closed, and then on the in-breath, the jaw is gently opening. Small motion, half a finger width, 2 or 3 millimeters, 1/4 of an inch. On the out-breath, the jaw is gently closing. We kind of do that as an exercise to get it going, but at a certain point, the movement of the breath just automatically will move your mouth in that way, and then as soon as that's happening, you move into this much deeper consciousness. Now I'm going to demonstrate it for 4 or 5 breaths. You may not even see it because the movement of the mouth is very subtle, but you will probably notice that it looks very relaxing. It's definitely not one of these. It's not one of those type of breathing techniques. It's deeply relaxing, meditative, healing breath. And it is really, as soon as I start, I don't want to stop. I just go into a deeply meditative, shamanistic place. I should really do that at the beginning of the webinar, because I feel like I've been on speed for the last half an hour. I've been rushing along with my mouth going 10 to the dozen. It'd be much better if I just started doing a bit of holographic breathing and splayed myself out at the beginning. So it is like that. It is, you know, nothing wrong with doing fast, active breaths. Holographic breathing is not that. Slow, deeply relaxing, healing, multi-leveled, fantastic breath work. All right, we're going to start. Closing your eyes, get yourself in a comfortable position. You might want to lie back a little bit or whatever you want to do, but get yourself in a comfortable position. The eyes are closed. And sending a smile to the earth, sending some energy to the earth, and allow the earth to say hello back. Allow yourself to receive from the earth. And notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And then sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self and the beneficial energies. The beneficial energies, any divine teachers, divine energies that you want to work with, as long as they are beneficial. So sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self and the beneficial energies. Allowing the higher self and the beneficial energies to say hello back, and notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And asking the earth, the higher self, and the beneficial energies to be with you through the whole webinar as your healing guide and resource. Gently breathing. If you know holographic breathing, doing holographic breathing. If not, just gently breathing. Natural, easy way. Okay, so we're going to start learning the holographic breathing. So having your lips relaxed and closed. Having the tongue relaxed and on the roof of the mouth. And it's as much as feels comfortable. So maybe 1/2 inch of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, a whole inch of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, the whole tongue on the roof of the mouth. Whatever feels comfortable, it has to just feel relaxed and comfortable. So as much of the tongue on the roof of the mouth as feels comfortable, the lips relaxed and closed, and breathing through the nose. The breath is through the nose. And then just slowly letting the jaw, or just letting the jaw open and close with the lips closed and the tongue on the roof mouth, just so that you can get the experience that you can have your lips closed and you can move the jaw. So you can let your jaw bounce up and down for a bit, just so you have the experience that the jaw can move and the lips stay closed. And once you have that, you can slow that motion down, slowing down the movement of the jaw. And then when you feel ready, as the jaw is opening, allowing the breath to come in through the nose. And as the jaw is closing, allowing the breath to come out through the nose. So we're going to start with the jaw, this more physical experience of the breath, and then later we'll change more to the nose. But to start off with, we want to get this more physical experience. The jaw is relaxing open. Notice how that draws the breath in through your nose. The jaw is relaxing, closed. That expels the breath out through the nose. Jaw relaxes open, the breath comes in through the nose. The jaw relaxes closed, the breath comes out through the nose. Relax the back of the neck, relax the back of the head. And at this stage, just a relaxed, easy, natural breath. Doesn't have to be longer or shorter, just easy, natural breath. The lips stay closed all of the time. The tongue stays on the roof of the mouth all of the time. Okay, as the jaw is opening, the teeth are separating. As the jaw is closing, the teeth are floating back together, but there's no pressure. They just gently relax back together or stay slightly separate. Breathing in, the teeth are separating, relaxing open. Breathing out, the teeth are relaxing back together, just gently floating together. Okay, we're going to change the gestalt, now becoming more aware of the breath through the nose. You're breathing in through your nose, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out through your nose, the jaw relaxes closed. Notice as we move from the jaw to the nose, suddenly everything relaxes. It gets much lighter, gets much more meditative. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. It just does it on its own in a way. You don't have to do it. Just naturally opens as you breathe in, naturally closes as you breathe out. Becoming aware of your chest. As the chest is opening, the jaw will relax open with it. As the chest is relaxing closed, the jaw relaxes closed. The lips stay sealed all of the time, and the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth all of the time. The abdomen opens, the jaw gently opens with it. The abdomen closes, the jaw gently closes with it. The jaw is aligning with the breath through the body. Notice you can feel your pelvis breathing, pelvis opening. Breathe in, pelvis closing as you breathe out. Notice in a very subtle way, your whole face has started to breathe. Your cranium has started to breathe. Your neck and throat have started to breathe. Your brain has started to breathe. It's activated the breathing motion through your whole face, cranium and brain and neck. And it's deeply relaxing, deeply meditative. Very nice, feel-good sensation. Your arms and legs are breathing. They're opening on the in-breath. They're closing on the out-breath. The hands and feet are breathing. You feel this opening and closing through your hands and feet. Every part of you is breathing. There's this whole breath through your whole body, through every part of you. There's this communication through all of the different energies, all of the different levels, all of the different organs. Everything's breathing. Relax your neck. Relax your arms. Relax your legs. If you're new and the breathing has started and it feels natural and easy, if you want to lie down, it's fine, or in a more reclined position, it's fine. Once it's going, that's it, it's going. Now we're going to start with the actual physical breathing motion of the hands and feet, which will give a much slower, deeper breath. And starting with the feet, it's a bit like they're flapping up the toes. You need your legs straight. This may be easier to do lying down, or at least reclined. The feet are flapping up as you breathe in. Feet relaxing back down as you breathe out. Feet flapping up as you breathe in. Feet flapping down as you breathe out. Notice this works through the whole front of your body. And then also be aware of the heels. So it's not just the toes are pulling up, the toes and the heels are pulling up, and your foot stays flat. The foot just flattens and stretches on the in-breath, and then the foot cups and relaxes on the out-breath. So it's the back of the leg, the front of the leg, foot flattens and stretches on the in-breath. Foot relaxes and cups on the out-breath. Notice this gives you a much deeper breath. Notice it connects deeply to your diaphragm. You get a really nice, long, diaphragmatic breath. Notice it's like the soles of the feet are like diaphragms, and as they flatten out, the whole diaphragm is dropping and flattening. As the feet relax and cup, the diaphragm is rising and cupping, gives you this deep breath into your diaphragm. Your breathing slows down, you get this big diaphragmatic breath. Breathing in, the foot flattens, the diaphragm drops, you drop right down into your abdomen, you get this much more physical breath. Breathing out, foot cupping, diaphragm rising and doming. You've got the same with the hands. They're splaying out, all of the fingers splaying out as you breathe in, pulls up the front and back of the arms. Breathing out, it all relaxes, and the hands cup. This will relate more into the heart and into the neck. Notice how this relates through your spine, through your skull. Let your breath slow right down. Big, long, slow breaths. Notice it feels like you don't need to breathe so quickly or need so much air anymore. It's like your addiction to the breath dwindles, so you don't need to be tethered so strongly, must get more breath. You can just have a much slower, gentler breath. And it's as if it's not so much controlled by you anymore, kind of almost being done to you. See, in the womb, you're getting your oxygen through the navel, through the blood. So you don't need to rush the breath in the womb, it's just there. So it's a bit like you still breathe in the womb, like as in holographic breathing, but nice, long, slow, easy breaths. And in a way, you're being breathed by the mother's diaphragm. And intrinsically, our own intrinsic experience of being in the cosmic womb of our own body and energies. And to breathe in this much slower way, you have to let the energies go through your brain. Notice how it knocks your mind out. You let the breath and the movement of the breath move through your brain. Neck straightens, the chin may drop slightly. This much slower breath, your brain starts breathing. Notice how it knocks your mind out. You move onto a different level. As the energy moves through your brain, you much more become a viewer than being the kind of enamored with the intellect. You drop back and you're viewing who you are more than being who you are or attached to who you are. And there's this quite strong spiritual energy coming into the group. It's really quite grounded, it's almost physical, but there's this very real healing energy dropping in that is of a group healing. That we can support and be together, and there's an energy, a corresponding spiritual energy coming down and healing on that level. So if you can feel that, then great, and just allow yourself to be healed. Nice long slow breaths, let your brain relax and let your mind disappear. So you start breathing nice and slowly like this, it will work through your brain. Your mind will go off. It will dislodge the mind and you connect to the heavens. You're no longer the identity that you were before. You're no longer the ego. You're a whole being. You're no longer just your body. You are connected to the higher self, and you are the higher self. You are whole. You're no longer this individualized body and ego. You're part of the super consciousness. You're part of the whole. And being part of the whole, you look after the whole. Like bees in a hive, they all look after each other. And as we become part of the higher self, we're no longer this identity. As the energy moves through the brain into the higher self, we no longer have these attachments. Let that energy go through your neck. Let your neck relax and lengthen. Let your chin drop down a bit. As the energy goes through the brain and connects to the higher self, you need to relax the neck so the energy can travel through your neck. Lips stay closed all of the time. The tongue stays on the roof of the mouth all of the time. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, it relaxes closed. Notice, you might not even notice it anymore. It just starts doing it itself. It just becomes part of the breath. Nice, long, slow breaths. Letting the brain go. The wonderful feeling of people's brains letting go at the minute, allowing that. Notice you move into a different reality as the movement of the breath moves through the brain. And feel your brain pulsing and healing and becoming whole. You become whole. You were the problem, and as you move out of the way, you become whole. You become part of the whole. You connect to the beyond, and the beyond of the beyond, everything, the whole of the everything. The universe, the divine energies, the divine matrix, the original matrix. You're part of the whole, indivisible from the whole. You build the intellect, and then at a certain point you have to let go of it. And you have to let the neck go. You have to let the energies travel through your neck to let go of your brain. And as that all happens, just open to super consciousness, to the divine realms. And in that space of nothingness and letting go, there's a deep healing through your organs. Notice as you become more aware of your brain, then you become more aware of your organs. And they ground that energy, and they all talk to each other like a symphony, the different energies of all of the different organs, healing and talking and communing with each other. And if your hands and feet are moving, that's fine. If they're not moving, that's fine. Or if it's just very light, that's fine. Whatever's happening is happening. As you slow down, everything melts, everything breaks down, everything heals, everything integrates. You just drop into the beyond. It reminds me of a phrase in the Tao Te Ching, I think it's called the mother of all things. It's like the space that all creation comes out of. The void before the reality that we live in. The nothingness of the beyond. When we slow down to a certain rate, we connect to that beyond, that nothingness. Keep letting your neck go and your throat. And channeling that deep healing energy through your brain, through your organs. Keep allowing yourself to heal. Allowing your organs to heal, your heart, your lungs, your digestion, all of the organs, your genitalia, your rectum, everything heals. Slow, there's a certain pace that you can just drop into, where it feels as if you no longer need the air anymore. Okay, we're going to come back in about a minute. And sending a thank you to the earth, sending a thank you to the higher self and beneficial energies, and also thanking yourself for coming along to the webinar. And sending the energies off for love and healing to the earth, for love and healing to the higher self and the beneficial energies, and allowing yourself to be loved and healed. And sending the energy out to all sentient beings for love and healing. And you are a sentient being, allowing yourself to be loved and healed. And when you feel ready, gently allowing yourself to come back. I think that must be deep. No one wants to come back. Everyone's still there. Slowed everyone down so much they can't get back. and just stay there and hang out in no man's whatever it's called. Okay, wave your hands if you enjoyed that. Great, everyone, fantastic. Well, we've got next Sunday we've got the practitioner training. You can still join that if you wish, because you can learn it. People are popping in and out all of the time anyway. Some people learn from the recordings, others want to be there live. There is the emails of the other practitioners learning, so you can swap the homework and sessions with each other. That is there next Sunday. We're about halfway through. It's a five webinar group, and on the next one we are working with the long breath, and we're learning how to use it to adjust and balance the bones of the skull, of the face and cranium, of the spine and of the pelvis. That already started happening naturally in the last practitioner training, but I'm showing how to do that in quite a precise way so that people can do that for themselves. And I'm teaching how to work with trauma and to clear traumas in a very gentle and non-intrusive way. But we will be doing that in a very gentle way. It's not a forceful, cathartic thing. It's just, there's ways of working with trauma where you can hardly even feel it. It just feels nice. And I'll be showing people how to work with that as well. So that is what we'll be doing in the next practitioner training. I'm also running another series, the yellow energy webinars, where we're working with the different organs, the tongue, the esophagus, the stomach, spleen, and also from the sexual energies. For that one, it's the clitoris and penis, and that's a potent, powerful circuit we're working with, and that'll be about 3 weeks away, but both of those are there. I will run another one of these in about a month's time, so another free webinar. Do come to it. Do practice holographic breathing. Lots of free videos you can watch, so participate. But it is nice to come and join the family, as it were, in our future weekends.